Hello there. I am back from the break. YouTube viewers, welcome to video 10, maybe? We're continuing our little tiny trains build here in Factorio. So far today, I'm very happy. We have trains running. Tiny little trains up here with their little wagons. We've got coal and power. And, you know, this is happening, and you can see LTN is functioning and things appear to be behaving properly. So things are certainly going well there. We've got copper ore connected, nothing happening to it yet, but it's connected. And the plan for the rest of today's session, keep connecting up the nearby resources into the grid. So we're almost at this bit of stone. We're going to cut a lot of it off, but some of it we'll grab. And over to this iron ore next to it, we'll grab all of that, hopefully. And just get them connected in to our network. Just a bunch of building to be done. If they're connected in, we can start smelting them up, and then we'll have a bit of the fundamental resources to work with, start producing intermediate products from, perhaps. We'll see how it goes. I did have a thought about the depots. We're going to need another one soon-ish. I don't have any particular plan for the spacing on them. I kind of thought with this number of trains, wouldn't need them that close. But I don't really know. If we wanted to place another one with 3 squares in between, we would miss out on this stone. We'd need a different source. If we just had them placed irregular around the place, that might not be awful. It doesn't suit me particularly, but we could, you know, the one next to us could be a depot. It's just not aligned. They just go into whatever gaps are available. Not the end of the world. Not the best way, I don't think. The square we're currently doing, we could replace that with a depot one, and that would be 2 squares in between, but that seems, I don't know, unnecessarily close. I think 3 squares in between is the best. Yeah. Which means we'll miss out on this stone, which isn't the end of the world because we're cutting it in half anyway. So yeah, we'll build this square out. Next one to the south is going to be a depot. We'll need to find some different stone to connect. That's fine. It's a plan. Let's go for it. Now we have a station there. Have I named it already? I have. Good. Ah, yes, because we came up here just without the rail. I remember. Yeah, fill in the missing rail and then move in. Ooh, night vision's come on again. Well, that's where we were up to. Okay. Awkward spot really. We'll just keep going this way. Get it all built eventually out of the way. What's that in this square is MN48. It's the southern station. Just keep going to get coal. It's cool. I like it. I'm glad I tried this out. Building the tiny little trains. He loads up what he's after and off he goes. I think it'll be very cool when they get faster. Either because of the size of the grid, the number of corners they're taking, they're not necessarily going to get faster, but they are going to accelerate quicker, which will be very cool to see how they can just shoot out of the station when they've got nuclear fuel and the Mark IV locomotive from the mod. I think it's going to be pretty fast. What was this one? MN48 West. Is this, yeah, where we got to with the rail. That junction done. Looks good, and then move in. And yeah, we'll complain that we don't have a roboport. We'll deal with that at some point in the future. I'm not sure how relevant they're going to be. I don't know. I mean, if the smelting cells we wanted them in, this might not be a smelting cell anymore, but I mean, maybe it'll be like a copper cable production because it's next door to the copper plate smelting. We shall see. Yeah, we definitely want a depot soon, actually. I am half inclined to put them closer now. Think about how many trains we need moving around the place all the time. And if we are filling every square in, have I changed my mind? If each one, so if the one we're currently doing was a depot, it would cover the 8 squares around it. Each one would cover 8 squares around it. Seems sensible. There's 16 solid wagons in each depot, so 2 per square. May not be enough, actually, thinking about it. 2 per square, so for something like the power, it requests 1 and then it needs another one pretty soon after. There's the 2. It's not exactly like that, but you know, talking averages or whatever. Random numbers. Yeah, actually. I think closer. As opposed to, so if we do it the next one, then they're covering the 8 and half of the other ones around the outside. 16 around that. So they'd be covering, you know, half of them, let's say 16 squares each. With 16 trains, it's 1 each. It's fine if some of them are empty. Or if they're like they're all just mining stuff up. Maybe it's okay. Where they only have 1 input, maybe it's okay. But anything that's a bit more complicated, I think we go closer. Okay, I've talked myself into it. This square we're currently doing, we're going to convert over. Which means changing quite a bit of it. Let's cut the internals. And then change over to the depot layout. Can we successfully place that in? Looks like it. Seems happy. Okay. Let's change that back to regular square, ready for the next one. If my mouse wheel will play along. There we go. Got there in the end. Okay. And then, yeah, we need to run the downgrader over the belts in both edges. And go all the way around again and fix this up, which is fine. Just, I mean, do we want them even closer before we commit to this? I don't think so, but maybe. I don't think so. I think we're good here. As the trains get faster and faster and can carry more, it'll be less and less relevant, but I do think this is the right distance now. What are you struggling with? Oh, they need to pick up and put back down the same squares because I marked them to be removed and then told them to build them in the same spot. So they get confused by that, I guess. Or that's just how the system works. Shouldn't have removed that though. I don't think. Not sure now. Yeah, there's a signal there like normal. It's fine. All my robots want someone else to come along and pick them up. It's annoying when they do that. They're there to do the placing, not the picking. But I don't have enough robots to do the picking. Or something is confusing them. I mean, look at them. They just said they're doing nothing. They're not carrying anything. Oh, they are. There we go. Alt mode was off. I guess I will have to help them out. Poor confused little robots. Is that right? This is the thing about me helping out, is I don't really know what I'm doing. The robots generally do better. Yes, in that position here is the normal. Yeah, it's not doing good with me doing this. This has made quite a mess. It's like removing the ghost the first time I click, which breaks the whole thing. Not good. Oh well. We'll get there eventually. So I can cancel all these instructions, I don't know. Some of them are real, not down here, but around the corner. Oh well. We'll get it all fixed up. Yeah, that just doesn't work well. Where the rail isn't built. And there should be a signal there. There we go. Mildly annoying. Okay. The other hovering robots here. There's one over here. Sure. That's what I don't want happening. Nice when the two robots are free and they get it done themselves, but yeah. We need to just move slowly so they don't get too many jobs at the same time. Look at our distance we can reach. Try not to give more than 5 jobs in range and then we'll have enough robots to get it all sorted. It's way more than 5 jobs. Didn't notice all that. Slow down a bit. Yeah, or a lot. Apart from the edge as well, maybe. Is that right? They're taking out? That should not be there then. Okay. I may have been wrong about some of what I put in. It looks okay though. I think it's fine. This edge is where the changes up and down the bottom I think is the same as any other square. Did we... we'll deal with that in a second. Wait, that's... Why is that called unfilling? And that one and that one. What? The blueprint is just picking up random names from somewhere, maybe. We put the depot blueprint in and it's surrounded by ones called unfilling, but it wasn't. Don't know where it's getting that name from. But there we go, it is. That one should be MN49 South. I mean, we need to change them over and over again for when I place more blueprints down, but still. It's MO48 West. MN47 North. And MM48 East. Then that's the real station, which I think it is. That's MN48 South. It's fine, and this, like, for example, is MN48 South Depot Station. Yep, which is fine. I don't know why that robot was over there, but it's on its way home. And we're gonna... I don't think I brought enough train stops to do a depot, actually, thinking about it. Oops. Oh well. Didn't think about depots, really. I guess I knew in the back of my mind that one wouldn't be enough for the entire base, but still. Didn't really plan for that. You guys back home. I'll send someone to remove that pole so that guy can finish his job. There we go. And move up and get a few more jobs. I've slowed things down by not planning ahead, but okay, we'll get... I'm sure I have enough patience to get this done. That pole is still there. Okay, that's the one that goes in and powers up the inserters. That makes sense. Okay, cool. We're back in the world of them picking pieces up just to put them straight back down again. Sure. Can't see my coverage up here with a roboport. It's fine. We'll just walk slowly and I'm sure we'll be okay. Or we'll have to do a bunch of ourselves again. Not the end of the world. Missing robots. These ones are in range of the roboports, so if we had construction robots in range and the items to build, they could be building this edge. Which is pretty cool. Not ever going to happen, I don't think. We won't have the construction materials available to these networks. We could have planned that, you know, one massive overarching robo network and the construction elements to have them build the squares without me even walking around, but I don't think we would have really achieved that. Maybe ever, but you know, it's down to me not generally using robots, favouring not using them. Do seem to be managing to get it done, at least. Happy little robots. It's going to replace that station, aren't they? There we go. So that will be MN48 North. Not a depot. I don't have just belt. That's interesting. I stocked up on all the other. I didn't stock up. Took a few of all the other bits, but not the actual belt. I guess yeah, it's not with the other things up in the base, so I guess I would have forgotten it. Oh well. We'll come back with some to finish this off at some point. Getting there, getting across the top now. So we've done 3 edges. Well, over half. We're getting there. Let's do the usual, work around the edge outside first, get everything sorted out. Then work in and fill in what we can in the depot itself, and then I guess we'll need to go get belt and finish off the stations. We'll need to do the signalling for it. The LTN configuration. How many of the removal instructions on this section? I guess we hadn't built all of this in before me deciding to make this a depot instead. Fine. this each to do, I guess. That's good going. And the coal keeps flowing. There's 129 million coal here. I don't think it's ever going to run out. The only potential issue is as the edges dry up a bit, the number of drills reduces. The amount of belt, so amount of coal per second, reduces. By the time that becomes an issue, we need to have more coal online. And the more smelting we want to do, the more... Actually, we have unlocked electric smelters, so we don't really need much coal for much longer. If we can do our initial smelting with electric smelters, and yeah, then we just need it for power until we can make the fuel blocks to power that instead as well. Or, switch to solar or something. Massive old solar farm somewhere. I don't know. Okay, there's like things there. Ideas. Coal might not be really an issue at all for a long time. Cool. If the belt is going to get left undone, we can sort these poles out, make them how they should be. Cool. And then, yeah, build in all this. Although, probably don't have enough stations here. So, on our resupply run, belt, stations. Need digging out. Good. Missing here some rail. I can help with that, can't I? Some of it, at least. Really not have enough. Still got some stations. I should build some more. Nice to finish like the whole south or something. Do I have enough combinators? Yeah, plenty, really, for this. Though probably need another stack when we do go back. Okay. That is named correctly, yeah. 48 South Depot, yeah. Paste that into all of them. And then at least the south is all set up and ready. Although the signal's done. Doesn't look like it. I got... Down here I can't tell if alt mode's on or off. There, it's on and there's no signal, so that needs to say this is a depot. We can paste that across all of them. The wiring should be there. Yeah, it is. That's fine then. All good. Rest of this rail connected in, so this depot is actually usable. I guess then if we've got space when we go for the next resupply, we can go get some locomotives and wagons and actually fill this depot in as well. I don't think they'll get tasked to do anything. Although the distance, I don't know, potentially the north one to the coal in the south of the coal might be pretty close. It's not closer than the south of there to the north one though, I don't think. That's fine, trains can just sit here and sleep until they're needed. They might be the fastest train to bring the coal to fuel themselves. Like they might be best for that journey. And the south done. Oh, the belt for the fuel is needed, sure. But other than that, that's all good. Don't have a lot of inventory space. Good to get rid of that wood. And just build more, I guess. grabbed too many signals and not enough rail on balance. Not too far with that. There we go. A bit better. Well, that beeping noise will annoy me eventually, but for now it's just nice to to know the things are up and running. Kind of exciting to hear it, but yeah, I'm sure once we've built out a whole bunch more, we'll probably just turn it off, I guess, but it will be more and more annoying. I'm missing here. Oh, there's a bit in the corner over there. Like that, I guess. Yep. Oh, and that power pole, they've sorted that out. Some stations in there that are not built in. I'll save naming and everything until we've got them all in, I guess. Good on everything else. We've got enough wooden chests yet. Although I might, if we've got too much wood, I'll make some more for stocking up. We do use them. These poles sorted out over here. Those are not used. Nor that one, but they should be built in. There we go. And then, so other than station and belt, what are we missing? Bits of rail and a bit of belt. Okay, fill that rail in, and then yeah, I just don't think we've got inventory space to go get the things we're after. So probably build another square in to use up some of the rail and signals and stuff. So we need to resupply before we can finish the depot off, but that's fine. There's still a bit down the bottom. Oh, I thought I fixed that in the depot. Yeah, that bit there, once right click removes and save. Yeah, and now it's not there. I thought I'd done that already, but never mind. It's gone now. Rogue bit of rail in the wrong place. That signal needs sorting out. There they go. And yeah, I guess at this point, having moved the depot there, we can grab some of that stone, so why don't we? Get a regular square built in next. Get the trees marked for uplifting first. Then build that one in. And we'll do that now. Until we run out of something, and then hopefully have enough inventory space to get everything we need. I don't have any stations, I guess, so that's not going to get built in either. Annoying. Oh well. Little robot I see is stuck there on something. There we go. Try not to leave him abandoned. All good there. Looks okay. Oh, a few trees. They're off a little bit more there. Or a tree there. Oh, hello. That is a big patch of iron. How's it going to align? Really badly. Man, did we build in the wrong place to start with? I think we had to build where we did to get the coal. Coal is important at the moment. Evidently might not be in the future, but still. We can get half of that iron. I mean, that one's useless, I think, but half of this iron's okay. All of that oil goes to waste. But there's a whole good patch there. Get most of that iron. Could build all the way up there. Yeah, not looking great down here. We might have to build extremely big to get enough resources. Although, you know, that's with a view to making lots and lots and lots of rockets and science. Maybe we just won't be able to deal with the resources we've got and make as many rockets as we can. As many as the trains can reach, you know, the throughput to achieve. Radar's on, but yeah, it doesn't. It's the radar scans that are uncovering things, not the actual coverage. The robots to help clear a huge bunch of trees here. Even more wood that I don't want. Oh well. Oops, took the power pole out. Didn't want to do that, although guess it happens when you're chopping trees down. There we go. One there as well, get that sorted. Chill breeze coming from outside now, finally. Been a bit warm the past couple of hours while we're in here. Had to have the fan on for a while. Now the wind is blowing and that's quite nice. I mean, obviously, as I've been saying recently, it does bring the pollen in with it, which is killing me, but the fresh air is good in here. All good along the bottom there. Other than the station is missing, sure, that's fine. Head up this edge then. Get them trees taken out too. All good. Robots are faster than me. Good. Oh, not bad. Remember the next one, we're heading east a couple rather than keep going down. I mean, we might find something good if we keep going down, but the plan is to head east on the next square we do. I mean, while we're here, we might as well get the mines set up for the stone. Just going to move them. We won't have a Roboport coverage in there, so might as well sort that out. And poles in the middle instead of offset. There we go. Yeah, there's that edge done. He didn't get the rest of the rail done. It frees up the most inventory space, I guess. Maybe we should, we should work out how many drills we want before we go back. So we'll get belt, train stations, something I've forgotten, and the drills we need for this stone. We got on radars, that wasn't it. Who knows? Go throw this wood somewhere when we go up. And not just in a chest that wastes it, but you know, get it in the trains or something. I can have a mixed supply. I don't think it really matters. Oops. Do want the rail in the right place in the world, though. Oh, I missed a few back here. Sorry. Come back and get them done. There we go. No. Slightly wrong there. There we go. This is why the robots should do it. They don't get it wrong. I've gone too far there as well. No, I hadn't. Okay. Never mind. So will that be good? Is that all the eggs? Yeah, other than the missing stations. Seems fine. Let's head up this last egg then. Yeah, even so. I mean, the car storage, we can throw the changed signals and whatever into car storage while we sort out the mines. That's really not a lot. Really not a lot. Not even sure that's worth doing, actually, looking at it now right in front of us. I mean, while we're here. One's not worth having. Ones on that side aren't enough space for them, which is a issue. Them there. What is that? 51 drills. So 2 belts? 2 yellow belts? That is something, isn't it? It's not like we need the square to do anything else in. We have plenty of space to have squares to do stuff in. So we might as well grab what we can from here. I guess. But it is very little of that patch, which is annoying. Keeps it simple though, I guess. What do we need there? Try and get coverage and get the right number. So I did build some, what I had in my backpack. Looks like 36 more drills are needed. Which I'll need to go get iron for. Try and remember, 36 drills. Fill in the missing power poles before we go. Don't think I've got enough rail to do another square. So I guess we'll top up on that. I'll have to use the car's storage to top up on everything. It wasn't that long since we were last back there. Might not be that much rail ready. Grabbed a bunch. But it is, I don't know, it's made quickly. Could be all good. These 3's dealt with. Do I fill in the... I don't think we do. Leave the empty gap there, might as well. We're not going to use those stations, we'll just use the one in the north. Take 2 lines out of there and feed it up there. We'll need a bunch of belt to do. Might as well, I guess, put in the station there actually. Loading solids, there we go. And again, we want it from the other direction. It's interesting. If we use the south instead, I don't have to flip the belt. You know, it is maybe a longer journey sometimes, but maybe a shorter journey others, so who cares? We'll do that. We'll downgrade that. Well, we've got some of the elements, but not the belt. That's fine. Short on the underground as well. Should grab some more of that while we're up. A general restock as well. So there's not 3 lines coming in. Does that matter? We did that before, didn't we? So I must have thought about it. It doesn't matter. We still want 3 lines out because we want to load the chests evenly. So that we can load from the chests evenly. I have no idea if that's really working. I mean, they're full, so it is working at the moment. And then we just don't input one, so they're going to go into there instead. The 2 lines that come out of here in some fashion that will work out when we've actually got the belt to play with, and the drills to have them all. Half inclined to offset everything so we can grab more of the left-hand edge, but you know how I feel about keeping things in line with the square grid of poles. Let's head back and resupply. Drop that wood off on the way past. Oh, hello. When I copy the next square in, it will have overlapped a bunch of poles that we don't actually want. Let me cancel them. There we go. There we go. All good. Where are we going to throw the wood? Doesn't matter. Into one of the delivery chests for something. And it can get fed into trains or into power and used up well enough. Won't work with the trains very well because they go into a chest. And that chest is currently full of coal. So it'd make a... It doesn't matter. They'll work it out. Somehow. It'll sort itself out. Spread them between all of them, and eventually, probably a long time from now, that'll get worked through. I mean, that's all we're going to do when we upgrade to the next fuel level, is just change the request to request the other one. Hope that the old one gets burned through eventually, which it won't because it'll be deeper in the chest. Maybe that's not how we're going to do it. Luckily we're some distance from actually doing that, so I don't really need to worry about it. Right, let's start with the raw resources. I need to make 36 drills. Which is going to need, not going to need stone brick. Look a bit too similar when I'm zoomed out. Might just be my eyes, but still. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. More iron. 30, 35, 36 drills. Bit of spare iron. Somewhere up here we will find belt. There it is. Which, I don't know. That much has got to be more than enough for a long time. I'm sure. A little further down. Rail. I thought we didn't really have enough. Let me just put signals in there. So signals are good. Don't get more of them. Some more rail though. Ready for the next square. And yep, it's made plenty quick enough for what we're doing. Why don't I take what I can carry, throw that in the car. There we go. And then another stack of constant combinators I would like. A bunch of stops. I mean, that'll be enough until we need to do another depot. Signals are good. Don't grab more. Poles, I mean, we've got plenty. Let's get some more while we're here. Sure there was something else. Those combinators don't think matter at the moment. Pump and storage. Some undergrounds, I guess. What are they? Oh, chests. Been handcrafting them, shouldn't have been. Oh well. Some more of them. Some more of them. That should do us. For a while, at least. A little longer. Sure. Why don't I grab a stack of these chests while I'm here? Well, swap that for a full stack. That'll be worth the time. But yeah, coal supply is dwindling down here. Should have 2 extra drills. I didn't really replace them. It's only to make water fill. It doesn't really matter. I was going to put those bricks back in there because I keep picking them up by accident. We'll find the car again, and back we go. Actually, I haven't looked at the screen open, but the fuel for that is kind of fine. I've only used half up in all the journeys. Sure, we'll end up with some coal in our backpack at some point. We can top that up with sometime. Hopefully before it empties out. Although, I mean, you know, we'll probably have some wood on us at that point as well. Don't really mind. Didn't quite turn in time there. Never mind. Robots have sorted it. Sorry, Mr. Pole. Didn't mean to hit you. Okay, we're at this depot that can be finished off now. Get the northern one done. So this is MN48. MN48 North Depot Station. Good. And if I zoom in, I can copy and paste. I mean, slower than that just to make sure. Seems good. Check the map. They've all been named, yep. And then this signal, just need to say this is a depot. Can I copy paste that on the map? Ooh, looks like it. No, cannot reach. Okay. We'll have to run back over and set them signals. There we go. Head up here and finish that station, which should be named. Yep, good. Although it needs, I mean, we might as well request the stuff. Why not? We've got active trains that can come and bring stuff. I want to take that much. I want to take that much and not the train station because I don't want to rename it. But I don't, just the way things align, I can't do that, right? As I blueprint it. I am that frustrated by it that I might just do that. And then remove the station and the station related elements. There we go. The next depot is here, so that goes there. Yeah, and there. And then I can just get rid of that. I mean, we will use that blueprint again, but I don't really want it taking up space. Probably should, but still. What are we missing? We're just missing a wire. Got missed out of that equation. Red wire from pole to light. And I'm being told I don't have the signals. I left them in the car. Oops. But that, I mean, that should be requesting stuff now. We should have had a train task to come and do that, unless it already was. No, that's to go in the north. Have I missed something? Something else? This is requesting 400 coal. And it is requesting, and he's doing that signal, which I already forgot about. This is MN48 North. Where's my LTM manager? History. Sorted by that one, I guess. No, no sign of it there. Alert. A delivery failed. That was in the past, that's fine. We have a bunch with weird names. Why do we have a bunch with weird names? Why do we have a bunch of LTN stations with weird names? I don't know. They haven't got the names that they have in the real world. That's interesting. The depots are good. Trains are behaving from the looks of it. But here in the station list, their names are wrong. That's weird. I don't know why, but there you go. It might just be a visual thing that needs updating. Something will flush it at some point. Doesn't look like there's a problem. But it's still not bringing it down here. MN48 North. I mean, that's... Oh, that wire is missing. That shouldn't be the case, but it is, so there we go. The combinator wasn't wired in to the light. So next... There we go. 400 coal is being brought down here now. That's better. That should be configured right. Let me take the car down and we'll do the southern one. Ooh. Old wind now. Won't complain, I like it. Hey, lost and found. Nice to see you again. Hope you're well, man. Didn't copy the light, so why I didn't follow with the blueprint. But it should have been... I mean, it's not there either. From earlier, when I placed this one. That should have the wire. You might not be able to hear me because the ads are running. Yeah. Can't really check that. Who knows? Yeah, typical Factorio stuff. It might be because I like pasted one, pasted another. I'd set the the deletion markers and then pasted it. So at some point it's got confused. That wire was missing. It's, you know, we found it now, like, thankfully. So it should behave. And then red one to there. And we should give 400 coming down to, yep, good. Okay, all good. The missing bits built in here too. Using LTN, yeah. Yeah, giving it a go, trying to learn more about it, practice a bit more with it, I guess, try different methodologies to how I've been using it before. So far seems to be doing what I wanted to, which is good. I'm not sure if it's perfect, but I guess for this idea, like using lots and lots of small trains, it's probably best to have it than to not have it, I guess. They seem good. I don't know why multiple trains are coming. Like, oh, because it's... Right. The first one arrived unloaded, but it still needed more pretty much immediately because it unloaded. And they're moving faster than it can send new signals, I guess. Don't know. They keep going to get 100 each, would also be a problem. The first one unloads, the inserters start dumping it out. As soon as it hits 300, a signal goes out, go and get us another 100. So they go and do that. When it reaches 200, it will send another signal saying, go get us another 100. And so on, over and over again. So we're getting lots of hundreds delivered in. Which, when the buffers and the throughput is correct, wouldn't be an issue to just constantly be delivering, but it's not an efficient way of doing it, that's for sure. Not great. I've used TSM in the past. Now 1.1 US have to go back to vanilla. Yeah, I mean LTN and I guess TSM as well have a place if you're trying to do something specific, and I think when you're working at scale they might become better, but there's not much wrong with vanilla trains. Like, there's not much that they can't do, and the efficiencies that you gain from LTN and any similar mod are really quite specific. I'm not sure it's ever really worth it, but it should get you a more efficient throughput on trains making journeys if you can configure it properly, which, like, I'm not confident I can. I want to try in this, you know, I want to try and improve it. I'm not confident I can get these numbers correct in order to get the right efficient throughput of vehicles and stuff. It's really complicated. And, you know, probably not worth the effort of learning about. We need to... So this left edge is 24 drills, and the right edges is 27. So really we want to bring these all down and turn 3 into 2 at the end, I guess. Halfway down here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there we're going to go out and over. At the end here we'll just... Oh, hello. I'm missing 4 drills. Lucky I got some spare iron to make more. Got the number wrong, I guess. TSM is all about as much throughput as possible. Shines at single item trains. Yeah. I've not tried TSM. Might be worth having a go with that at some point. Take a look at the differences and how it all comes together. It's similar stuff, isn't it? But still, could be interesting. How are we going to do this neatly? Let's bring them all over to the middle point here, maybe. Don't like that, though. These two are more full, so I kind of just want to add the one on the right to them. Let's go all the way to this edge. Feed that into there. Push it. Move that forward a bit. Push that to the right. Feed that in. But then want to push it to the right again. And feed it in again, maybe just, you know, why not? Not sure if it'll make any difference at all, but it won't hurt. Keep trying to push it in as much as we can, any gap we get. I mean, what we're doing here would not be achievable with vanilla trains. Because you need to refuel them somewhere. Well, I guess that's doable, isn't it? You just tell a train to constantly move the coal from coal to delivery, go refuel, come back and do it again and again and again. You just waste the fuel, basically, when they make the journey, if they don't need to. So I guess you could do it. Go refuel, just keep making the trip. I think it'd just be harder to manage the number of trains involved. Like the grid does lend itself to using a train manager of some kind. And if you're not using a grid and you're just moving a ton from like an outpost build, if you think what I mean, you've got a central base that does your processing, and it might be on a bus, or it might be robots, or it might be complete spaghetti or whatever, but your resources come from a long way away and all you're doing is going getting them, bringing them back. Then yeah, like you wouldn't really need a train manager, you just send a long train out there and back again constantly. If the train's got enough wagons for the throughput of the resource you're mining up, no problem. Don't know, really. Always think, you know, Factorio is one of my favourite games, and I've played it now for over 1,000 hours, but I still don't really know anything about it. Especially, I mean, I was going to say especially mods, but especially vanilla as well. Don't really know that much about it. We're not good here either. Did that, so that wire is there, that's fine. And here we just need to say, same as we did up here. Right, like here it's... Oh, this is a loading one. Right. Because we're loading stone, so we need to grab... Like what we did. I mean, like what we did here is fine. Grab at least that much. It's got all the wires and combinators and stuff. Put that in there. Change the name, so this is MN47 South. There we go. And we need to change the signal there, so this is stone. And that's named wrong, even though we're not using it. MN47 47 west. And there's some missing stations because we didn't have enough. Let's go around, build them. You dedicate specific trains to collect train fuel and deliver to each area. Refuel on site. So a train does its route and another train comes with fuel and fuels everyone. Or as many as they can, I guess. As many makes sense. So every station loads a thing but also unloads fuel. I mean, it's not a terrible idea. You can stagger your train design so the wagon where you're holding the fuel isn't like trying to be loaded into or unloaded from for other reasons. You know, you might have a train that's like 2 locomotives and 4 wagons, but your fuel train is 1 locomotive, a wagon, then the other locomotive, or something like that. So the alignment's different. I think that could be pretty cool. And let you, you know, use the same station for many different things. Pretty neatly. Could be cool. Also set up train depots for all your trains in vanilla as well. They wait to be called by a station. UPS to limit trains called by 1. Interesting. Interesting. So you name everything that makes coal, coal. And then when you need coal, I mean, how do you control that? By signal, I guess, circuit network. When you need it, it sends a signal that changes something. I've never tried in vanilla to control anything. What circuits you need. We've controlled a few like signals to stop and start trains, turn the signal red or whatever, but not like a whole request or anything. Then 46 north. We want to do the next one. Like dedicated on with your separate belts for train fueling at each location. Don't use multiple items per station. Right. A separate station next door where you unload the fuel. I got you. I got you. Sure. MN40... No. MM47 East. It's pretty cool. Takes up a bit more space, I guess. If you've just got an outpost, all it is doing is mining up iron ore. I would kind of want that to be as small as it possibly can be, but I guess if you're playing with biters, you also need to consider ammunition or, you know, defenses of some kind, the space that's going to take up as well. I'm in 47 East, which makes this MO 47 West. Yeah, seems fine. They're all named. That's all the missing stations dealt with. Good. And that's that depot built. I didn't bring the trains down to make them. Do that in the future. That's fine then. Build everything we planned so we can get the next square put in, which we're heading east to that patch of iron that I just pointed at, which is useless to you, but still. I keep doing that. Let's head down. Oh, I didn't mark the trees first, before they build too much. Let's mark the trees we can see, and then put the grid in. There we go. Every pickup for coal is the same name. Use the first wagon to connect to a decider combinator. The logic is made at outputs at L to the station. Set the train limit. Right. So you limit the station so it's not allowed any trains. And then when you want that, you say it's allowed a train or whatever, 2 trains, 10 trains. Whatever you want. That's cool. Very cool, actually. The same with the unloads. Every coal train uses the same route. Yep. Less routes overall in the train manager in the top right, which is, yeah, the vanilla train manager, which, again, wasn't around when I put most of my hours into the game, so not used to it. I don't think it was around. I don't remember using it. But you have fewer routes. They always use the same route. It's interesting. Interesting. Should try that sometime, I guess. You know, every time I see a bit of the game I've not used, I ought to find an excuse to use it more. Forgot I didn't have the rail on, so I just come to get the rail in. Railwell's going to get upset because I ran so far, but I'll deal with it in a minute. Got 800 trains in your map, yeah. Yep. I'd have about 100 routes for them. Yeah, you don't want to overdo it. And I guess if you've got, you know, your 50 different coal mines or whatever. Although I guess you wouldn't, you know, they dry up, don't they? So number of active coal mines is smaller, but delivery points where you want coal or iron ore or whatever, you'll have a lot of them. Potentially. Don't know, it's interesting. Never built that big, I guess. Launch a rocket and start again to do something different. Rather than trying to launch a million rockets or whatever in a single base. Never committed that much, I guess, to a single design. Makes adding trains to specific item like she's here, yeah. It doesn't have the ability to fully load. It doesn't call one. Yeah. That's good as well then, yeah. So when one dries up, you don't have trains that continue to do that route even though you haven't realised they should have finished. Because it won't ever give you the signals you're looking for to permit a train to go there. It's fancy, it's clever, very clever. Maybe you don't need a... I don't know much about the train manager here. Don't need a train managing mod if you can work out the right signals for yourself, which wouldn't be any more complicated than the signals you need to do for something like LTN. It's a complicated mod, so if you can work that out, you can work out the circuit signals to do it yourself, I guess. Don't see why not. Closer to, yeah, dynamic routing, yeah. Yeah. Very cool. We haven't covered anything else from these radars. Ooh, copper. It's 152 million on the one we got, that's 11 million, so I'm guessing that's a small one. Tiny bit of coal, which aligns very nicely to a grid. Okay. Guess we'll be heading down there. We probably want half that iron anyway, so get the coal that's underneath it. That's pretty cool. Nice to see. Whole bunch of trees here. Let's just mark all that. I'll put the poles back in after. There we go. It's got me all interested and distracted, I guess, but I'll definitely finish this run before I try and play with trains again, but maybe in my free time I might poke around with working out, you know, the circuit signals you might put together to make it happen. Can't be that dissimilar to what we've done here, you know, when you maybe you have a central area that does all the calculating for you, but send various signals around the place. Guess you have to run your coloured wires a long way, but if you're running a centralised power source anyway, then that doesn't matter. What am I missing here? M, N, O. Don't know my alphabet. P. So that's MP 47 West. Good. Do the signaling locally only for the logic networking. Okay. All this signaling locally. If a station that wants something, it needs to send a signal to the station that supplies that thing. So you're saying you do the calculating at the sending end? No? Okay. Interesting. Right. We're just disabling the stations that aren't ready to provide the thing. But it's always going to the same place. Or places or whatever. Interesting. It's cool. I never thought of restricting the limit on the number of trains permitted in the station to like disable it temporarily. Just, yeah, cool idea. There's a whole bunch of signals you get out of the train stations. I really should have played with them more, I guess. Messed around with them. Train sent to a depot that has no waiting condition and waits for the limit at the far end to wake up. So if all destinations are full, then it waits. Right. So it still follows its schedule, which is the delivery point, the depot, the collection point. But if the collection point is restricted, then it waits at the station before that until it's permitted. I guess that could be specifically because of the limit, the number limit makes it behave that way. Pretty cool. Close the stations, trains will not wait in the depot, so it burns more fuel. Yeah, it just skips the station and keeps going round. If the destination is full, then it waits. That's cool. Very cool. That functionality that brings in. Yeah, interesting. It doesn't skip the station. It waits for it to have space. It doesn't know that's like in theory never going to happen until the signal changes. It's cool. Very cool. Functionality was added in 1.1. I should probably read some changelogs, I guess. This is MO46 North. I was only aware of whatever is 1.149 added the ability for loaders to unload from trains. It's the only one I paid attention to. Probably should have read the main 1.1 release at some point. MO47 South here. Where I've got a little bit this side to build. And then we'll head counterclockwise round. Always think about, you know, playing a game like, well, is it anything like Open TTD, you know, those transport games about trains essentially and scheduling. But it seems like Factorio is a bit more in-depth than any of them are. And you might as well just play Factorio if you're into that kind of thing. I guess you have to. Not necessarily going to be into building the factory and making the products, but the train system in this seems extremely well developed, in depth. Even without mods, you know, like we're talking about, it's just vanilla stuff. Pretty cool. Missed anything there? Just the poles in the middle. No trees around the place. Yep, looks fine. Ah, pole over here. Okay. It's the one missing. Ah. Oh, they were doing it. Okay, they were just taking their time to get. I thought maybe there was one flying a long way to come to that, but all good. Get around the corner. that station there. I've forgotten the names already. MO47 here. North, there we go. That doesn't look right, they're not aligned. It's by design, right? Yeah. Can't remember why, but it is correct. Okay, fine. We won't be able to put the robot ports in, obviously, like the other one. Put all the poles in and get the trees out of the way, and then do the next patch on the east. Still have the iron inside it. A little bit of it, but we'll drill that up. And we'll have all the basic stuff out of the ground. I mean, the basic stuff. We don't have uranium connected, which would be nice, but that can certainly wait until sulfuric acid is being made within the grid. Which is a while. I guess oil needs connecting before that. We've got a few options nearby. Not necessarily close, but close enough. Work around them. Put a few more depots around the place as well. Perhaps. I'm not sure about swapping over. So the initial depot, we've mixed some fluid with some solid wagons. If the surrounding, whatever it was, eight and a bit, no, surrounding 8 squares have no fluid in, like no requirement for fluid transfers, we might swap it all over to not have any, I guess, and focus them where they're needed. Try and keep petrochemical stuff or liquid related stuff really close together and keep all the fluid wagons near there, maybe, don't know. I doubt it really matters. We'll have to see the throughput of how many little trains are actually needed in each area. Might be that this is just nowhere near enough in each depot. We'll see. Let's get the trees marked, at least the ones we can see. There we go, and then that square goes there. Now this one won't have roboports in. Just mining up some iron. All good, all good. Let's head up and round and start building this one. Just running in squares all day long to build the base out. It's good though, grown out. I mean, what have we built? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th square that we built today. Pretty good. Oops, that's too much. That's better. There we go. That's better. There we go. Box up there to get done. Keep going around, do the corner. Big forest of trees there. We'll deal with that in a minute. Try and mark them without making a mess of it. We just have to rebuild the poles afterwards here. Do some by hand while they build the rest. Here and there. That's most of that forest dealt with. Just take that old one away. And the ones between the track. Oops. Didn't mean to take that signal away. There we go. I sure will do anything. Bit short on regular signals, but should have enough to finish this square. And rail, likewise. Should be okay. But after this one we need to head up and get a bunch of drills made, I guess, to mine that iron up. It really doesn't look like much now that we're here. Oh well. I didn't name that one, so that is MP48 South. Makes this one MQ47 West, I think. Missing signals put in. Use the robots a bit. Oops. They'll be okay. I didn't do that. Couldn't quite get the right angle on that. Never mind. Oops. Trees in the middle there as well, not marked. Grab them. That corner's good. Radar's up. Bit of coal over there. It says 2.2 million. That might just be what we can see. Might be more next to it. All right spot as well. So there's a bunch of coal in the southeast here if we do end up needing more. I'm not sure we really will. It's interesting. Get to better fuels fast enough that it won't really matter. I hope. See how it goes, but yeah. Name the stations with the icons of what's going through the station. Oh, interesting. Yeah. You can make the symbols using don't know how to describe that. It's a bit like emojis. You write the correct thing and you get the symbol instead of the words. Yeah. Item equals, and you've got item group logistics. Interesting. Well, it's just like getting the symbol you're after, right? And the ones you get from what's it called? Like all of these would be available as well if you had the mod installed and whatever. And these, I guess, so item group logistics would be that picture there. Yeah. Yeah, if you I guess you can use signal as well. That's a bit weird. Now, does that... I can see the advantage from like the map as well, especially when you open the map up, you've got the names. If you use the icons, then you don't need to put down tags with the icon on, because it's obvious. It's no good when you want a unique name, but like you say, all of your coal stations are named coal, and then your guys are just waiting in a depot for any coal station to say you're allowed here, and then they can go there. It's really clever to be able to do that in vanilla. I'm very impressed, if you can't tell. The whole idea of it. So you've got, for example, yeah, it changes it to that symbol, and then that's the symbol you've got on the map. That was not particularly clear in this context, but it's pretty cool. And you can just have you're saying item coal, for example. You get the coal symbol, and you can combine them. I don't know the name of any items, really. Yeah, whatever it is. Use hashtag icon number. Right. Sure, or there's other ways you could use signal numbers as well to get them the same size or whatever, if I knew the wording for it. But, you know, you can look up the wording, I'm sure. Interesting. And cool. I'm trying to think what else you can do with it. Don't know, half ideas in my head that I can't quite bring into being, but it's interesting how we could have like made our grid reference different as well. But it's cool, very cool, interesting, and then change. So our depots wouldn't all look like that, just have a depot icon and a number. It's depot number 51 or whatever. Pretty cool. What is this stop supposed to be? Oh, while I'm here. MP47 South. Click the image next to the return button in the text line. Oh, there is a shortcut to do it without having to type it. Oh, interesting. I don't know how long that's been there, but I've never noticed. So you can have all the unsorted ones as well, and the environment ones, sure. Cliff. Cool. Build a whole, yeah, a whole structure of them based on what you want. It's pretty cool. Don't get the item group icons, sure, and there's probably other icons in, like you can probably use these ones in the menus. If you found the right naming convention for them. Would you want to? I don't know, the little train picture maybe, or whatever. But yeah, you can use the numbers then in the Factorio fashion. It's pretty cool, very cool. And then the way they look from the map is what really appeals to me there. I'm not sure about the grid reference. It's the unique names that I guess are what's holding me back from like using it in this context. And not wanting things to be named by what they are, but just by a unique name to find them. By grid reference in a grid, I guess. I don't know. If you're not in a grid, then yeah, absolutely irrelevant, really. A whole list of them online, yeah. Yeah, that's all the data like that is so easily available for Factorio. Love that. Makes modding very accessible. All that information is just available. Mod that helps out, yeah, and any mod icons, yeah, would. If you're adding any kind of recipe or anything like that through a mod, it would have its icons available. Kind of ingrained, yeah, I love the way that all fits together kind of thing. Use a grid base with icons only. Yeah, but without. It's interesting. I mean, it only matters for me in terms of finding something. Like, there is something wrong at reference A3, you know? You can go to A3 well, in theory, I can just go to A3 pretty quickly. Whereas if it says there's a problem at coal station 2, how do you find that? Yeah, would be much larger than this, I'm sure. That many trains active. It works out. I guess you just get used to it. That's my assumption with these references. I'm not getting them now, but once we build the base out and I'm using it more often, I just get used to it and then I'll know where things are. But if your reference is done differently, then you just get used to it, I guess. You know where coal station 2 is because it's coal station 2. Or whatever. I don't know. I mean, we could just add the icons to the end of the ones that are active, because we've got a lot of inactive stations here. And the depot names are so ridiculously messy that very tempting to just change them into something else. They don't matter as much. I don't know. It's pretty cool. I mean, these are all inactive. They could just take their names away. Not sure. Did I just... yeah, build a new one there. So that's MP47 East. It's not bad though. It's cool. Yeah. Use the inbuilt shortcuts in all the user interface to find where the issue is. I mean, you can. Yeah. And jump to. There isn't a jump to, is there? Do I need to... there is a way, I'm sure. Maybe not from this screen, but from the train screen, potentially. Train's having an issue, go to the route, click the station name, and it recenters on the station, yeah. And you can use, I'm sure, this view to do a lot more than I typically would. Just previous experience. I mean, it's the same, winding back to the same issues of like, I don't use robots effectively because I just never have used robots. I don't know how to use trains in the most efficient methods, especially in vanilla, because I just never really bothered or tried. On the train, yeah, the train's screen has the best access to it. Recenter, open this on the map, there we go. And then there you are at the source of the issue. Yeah. Pretty cool. I think, yeah, the size of the grid is relevant as well, because like I said earlier, there'll come a point where I'll switch off the notifications from LTN that are saying we're sending a train to do this job, because there'll just be too many of them. And if I'm not getting the notifications, then you know, what am I looking at? Why do I care about what the reference is called? If there's an issue, it'll be in the manager, and then I can get the train, and then I get to the train location, and accessing the information is easy enough. At size, the reference won't matter. And at the moment I was figuring we would just use map tags to say what's going on where. When we've got a square that's making copper cable, we'll add a copper cable tag to it. But actually naming the station copper cable icon, pretty cool. 2 jobs at once, you know, kind of thing. Lets you know exactly where it's available from and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. Lots for specific tasks, you need to isolate the area and use separate networks. Yep. Fly distance is short so that they don't get tasked to go halfway across the map, which is good. So this design doesn't join the adjacent square. So if, you know, square MO49 had roboports in, it wouldn't join with MN49's ports. So where we do a build that can benefit from robots, it will have that ability. Although even this, I mean, that square's small enough, I think, for robots to be effective. But I still wouldn't really use them to, like, unload a train, or take what's been unloaded and feed it into something. It's only really where you have a building, let's say you can access it with 3 inserters in and 3 inserters out or whatever, and that's not enough or something. Or not inserters, belts. You can feed a certain number of belts in and it's not fast enough, then robots can carry it. If the buffer size is big enough, robots can feed it into the machine faster than the belt can. That is good. There's some trees in the south there that I've marked for erasure. Might as well go and do that. Is bot loading at all of your mines? I mean, like I say, the throughput is theoretically fast. Not the throughput, the throughput. The amount you can get into the chest next to the train in any given time frame has a hard cap on a belt. It's whatever it is, 45 items a second on blue belt. That's the cap. Whereas bots can do more than that. If you have more bots and a big enough buffers each end. You also have 1000% bot speed bonus. Yeah, that'll help. you know, in general. Why are you giving me that kind of drill when I want this kind of drill? Again, 1,000 hours in the game. I don't really use bots. Never used trains much in the past. Don't really use modules either. Really should. Modules and beacons. That's the whole thing of like restarting whenever, when the rocket's launched, you know. Oh, I'll download some new mod now. I've done that. I'll download a new mod. Start again. Or this time I'll do it with whatever a tiny difference to it. And instead of, I'll keep doing this and see how big we can go, and then, you know, how do I create a train network that can handle more than what I've done so far, and so on, those kind of situations. None of them look worth putting down. Maybe that one? Not really. This is not a lot of iron. I mean, it's a good start, but we are definitely going to need to connect up something else, for sure. 24 chests per wagon can be done in vanilla. Yeah, 1,600 hours in a single map, yeah. Well, much more commitment than I've ever put in. Don't know what the longest per map. I mean, obviously the space exploration one, but not sure that counts. Aside from that, probably no more than, I don't know, 20 hours in any given run. I mean, maybe more. If I was taking it slow, or initially, I guess, learning the game. Probably done more than that. Steam alone, you have 8,800 hours. Yeah. I mean, I like Factorio. Evidently, I've played over 1,000 hours of it now. But I don't like it that much. I like other games as well, and don't have, or have not had a lot of time in the past for, you know, for sinking into games like that, I guess. Maybe I have. Just wasted it all on the wrong games. Too much World of Warcraft. This is 60 drills. That is disappointing. But it's something. It's 60 drills. Let's go get 60 drills. And I should have everything else I need. Looks fine on every other front. Yes. Inserter's fine. Yep. So let's find where I parked the car. Go get 60 drills. SnowRunner, Minecraft Occasion, a couple of others. Yeah, I mean, it's over time. Factorio is not a new game, you know. That's not 8,800 hours in the last year, is it? It's been around a lot longer than that. In order to sink the time into it, everything like that. 1,300 mining productivity. That would be pretty cool. Let's see, 60 drills with a 1,300 mining productivity bonus. I wouldn't be complaining about, but here at default speed, it's not as good. How much time I put into other games? I know obviously everything on Steam makes it nice and accessible, but I wonder how much time I did put into World of Warcraft or Minecraft or anything, and how much of that was... I mean, I've got 200 hours in Terraria, and I don't really know what I did in it. I never really achieved much, so I don't know where that time went. Just running in circles? Don't really know. There's 60 drills queued up. Let's take them back down there. There's just a thought I had. Obviously got infinite research for various things like that. Mining productivity and whatever. Do I have infinite research for handcrafting speed? Yes. Okay. Interesting. See how much infinite research we end up doing, but might push that to its limits, see just how fast we can handcraft things. Must be like a limit, right? Based on UPS of the game or something that's going to restrict just how fast you can do something. Not sure. Working on the custom intersections you've been working on. Yeah. Which I guess takes a long time. It's that kind of like design work always takes a long time. Especially if you're like building and rebuilding, unbuilding, back and forth and stuff like that. But it's good that those are the projects that, for me personally, you know, when you've got a project like that, a specific thing you're working towards, that makes it easy to sink thousands of hours into something, or hundreds in my case, or whatever it is. When you have like a specific target, because like I say, you know, Factorio's target was always launch a rocket, do that, and you kind of feel like I'm done with it without some bigger idea. If we've got 60 drills, that's 2 and a bit belts, so it's just one station that we need, and there's one right here, so why don't we use it? Switch to the solid loading station. If my mouse wheel will play along with us. There we go. I can go there. Happy with that. Just that built in too while we wait on our drills. So to make specific themes and looks. Yeah, top of efficiency. Not sure efficiency really matters that much. I know it's a game that's about efficiency in some ways, but does it really matter? As much as building something that you like the look of and that flows nicely and, I don't know, makes big numbers. MP47 East. I say that, I'm always working out what's the correct number of inserters, even if it doesn't matter, and what's the correct number of machines for this line or whatever, when it really doesn't matter. Eight lane, 8 way, that's around 260 trains per minute, yeah. 8 lane, 8 way junction, and then an 8 lane network to feed it. Pretty fun. A lot of trains, and then obviously if you're doing 260 trains a minute, you need to build a base that can consume the supply of 260 trains a minute. Otherwise, what are they doing? Yeah. I assume you have some mods installed to increase your speed, or just armor with lots of exoskeletons in. Big 51 by 51 chunks, yeah. Big. 2x4s, yeah, 6 a length train, yeah. We got here, so that's 10 and that's 15, so they can go together at the moment. Not ideal. It's a small number down the end here. 21, 14, 25, 21, 14, 25. I guess generally unhappy with all of that. Want to just combine the two smallest. What's that? That's the left-hand edge. So we're going to combine them two. There. And then we'll have 4 lines. Which I'm not moving in the most efficient way, but oh well. Join them down that end instead. That makes a lot more sense, actually. Into this gap here. And one into there. And then, somewhat confused, that one into there. Just gonna have to get some ore in my inventory, which I was trying to avoid. That one into there. Let's move that forward one so it's in line. Do I? Yeah, whatever. And that one can go down there. There. Sure. Not quite right. There. Yeah, we'll do the usual balancing of those 4. Is that right? I want to turn them into 3, don't I? Which... Can I take 4 inputs and turn them into 3? No. Not really. This might all be kind of irrelevant. Let's just join them as well. I'm annoyed. This isn't lining up. 1300 mining productivity only needs like 6 miners to get a blue belt. Yeah, not many, which is really fun. Lots of it. When I use the 4-to-4 balancer, you're looping output back to input. So this achieves a 3-to-3 balance by feeding the 4th output back in on itself. If you feed 4 lines in and 3 lines out, you don't get a balanced output. Or do you? Is it the other way around? If you feed 3 in and take 4 out, you don't get a balanced output. One of those. I'll just use a 4-to-4 balancer because 3 belts are being loaded. So at the end point here, we don't use 4-to-4 because there are not 4 belts to load into the wagon. There's only 3, which is irrelevant at the moment because those inserters are not fully upgraded. But when they're fully upgraded, and it's blue belt, that's what'll happen there. Apparently, in theory. So I guess it doesn't really matter. If we just feed those 4 lines into the back of here and don't take the 3rd output, that one backs up. I think that's the main issue. It shouldn't back up, it should come back round. And then feeding that back in doesn't really matter. None of it really matters. We can just turn it into 3 here by any means, and then feed it in any means, I guess. I don't know enough about it to know for sure. This one on the right is 25, the one in the middle is 14. So it'd be, yeah, combining them. Then we'd have 3, but then we kind of just want to balance between them, not balance between them, shake between them. Which you could do here, but yeah, it's all a bit misaligned. Same there. 4-to-4, pull evenly from all inputs, no matter how many outputs you use. Pull evenly from all inputs. Yes. No matter how many. We'll pull evenly, but we don't have even input, so this line on the right is 10 drills and the one on the left is 21. So if it pulls evenly from each side, then the output won't be even because the input isn't even. So if you want to get a even, yeah, I guess that's the point. I don't want each input to be spread evenly. Yeah, that makes sense actually, doesn't it? If we put 1 belt in, a core, this one backs up to that point, and then 1/3 of each comes out on each line. So a 1/3 of a belt, whatever, 1/3 of 10 drills or 20 drills, whatever it is. And if you feed in a second line, it does the same thing to the second line and takes a third of each of that line and puts it out on each, and so on. So it will do what I'm after if I just feed any 4 lines into the back of it. Yeah, it will. I'm just going to move them down 1. I'd like to move them down 1, and then I think it'll look how I want. That makes more sense. Pulls evenly and outputs evenly. So if one output backs up, the rest balance out the others. Yes. Bounce out the others. There is a reason to feed it back in. I can't remember what it is. Like when you're doing 3 to 3, there's a reason to do it. When it backs up, it might not be this design actually. It might be a different design that needs that, as far as I know. Or it might be an issue that isn't relevant in this use case. When something is different. As in, there's no reason for us to worry ourselves about it, which there rarely is. So I don't think I'll ever understand the details enough to really care about the difference between a limited or unlimited balancer. But yeah, it makes most sense. If that backs up to a point, wherever it backs up to, itself, I think, on the right here. Yeah, see, something's not right. You see, the bigger line, the biggest line, is backing up. It's not flowing, which is probably because of the limit on the inserters or something. They're not picking it up fast enough. More than anything, we'll be able to tell better if this was blue belt and fully upgraded inserters. Then it might matter. At the moment, I don't think it does. You bounce back from the ad first. While we're here, let's get the cabling done. This is providing, same as that is. So I just grab that. Should be good here. That way round. Seems fine. Just need to change the name again. MP47 East. I'll change the symbol to signal. Both of them. Where's the other one? I did not copy enough, did I? I want more than that. Take that much, see if that works. That won't work. I can go there, that's fine. But then... Oh no, that's good. The output goes up to the pole. And then output is up to the pole as well. Yeah. Okay, fine, just change them to iron ore. And that's available. Provide threshold at 1.2k. What have I done there? That's fine, I just copied that the same. That's fine. Should be fine. Great, I think. That ain't bad going. We are at the 4-hour mark, which means time to wrap things up. I'd like to know more about the balances, I guess. If we've got 3 belts worth of goods coming in and 3 belts coming out, none of them should back up. Which actually, now that they're flowing, looks good. They're all moving. This outside one is more full just because it is more full, because I joined it there. But it is flowing. There's no issue with it backing up. Okay. I think it's okay then. Like, there is no issue at all. Which is good. Nice. And whatever you're supposed to do is, like I say, not relevant to me. In any case, that's I'm very happy with the progress today and in this session. Number of squares we built into the grid, and we've connected up copper ore, iron ore, stone, and we've got the coal. Got some space, we've got extra depot. We'll put some extra trains into that one so they're up and running, and then I guess next thing to do is start smelting up some of what we've got here. We'll try and do it with electric smelters to save coal being an issue at all. Just design that in from the beginning. It should be okay. Smelt a few bits up. We'll probably have to build a few more squares in to achieve that. Maybe a few more depots, we'll see. Things are smelted up. We can do petrochemical, or we can make some intermediate items just for the fun of it. Design out the different production cells for all of that kind of thing. Looks good. Excited about what comes next. But in any case, let's save the game. Put in that stream 5 end save as well while we're here. Why not? And wrap on up. Yeah, like I say, had a good one today. Enjoyed all that building, everything we got done. I know walking in squares, getting the grids built isn't the most thrilling thing, but it's nice to do, and I've seen it take shape. That's the main thing. Seeing the base take shape is really fun. So thank you for joining me for that. Everyone who's been here, anyone who had a little chat, appreciate that very much. And the ones who've been lurking as well, appreciate that. And of course, you guys watching on YouTube, do the usual, like I say every time. Let me know how you're feeling. Leave a like, subscribe if you want to see more of it. All the usual. I appreciate the support, but also appreciate the kind of feedback. Helps me know what to carry on doing and what changes might need to be made. We'll be back with more of this exact base. Going to move the weekend day, so Factorio will be on Sunday now. So Sunday at 4 PM BST. We'll carry on. Build in more squares, get more done. Should be fun.